Let's go. We are family. I got all my sisters and brothers with me. I say we are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. Yes, indeed, we are family. All in the family of humanity, right? Like they say, one God made us all. Yes, this is Dr. Laz, aka Lazman Azek, coming at you from the 305. That's Miami. Hope everybody's doing super well. And yes, I am wearing number 17, which is the numerical equivalent of the Hebrew word tov, good. And it's also, yes, it is the jersey, the number worn by Josh Allen, QB of the Buffalo Bills. We got to cheer him on the victory Sunday evening. Let's go, Buffalo. I'm looking forward to Buffalo Stampede. So yeah, what about We Are Family? Oh, that's true. I mean, there is like the Bills Mafia family. You know what I'm saying? The Bills got a fan club that's huge worldwide. We have gone worldwide. So may they continue their winning ways, and may everybody continue their winning ways. Now, the reason why I started off with that We Are Family. Yeah, get up, everybody, and sing. So interesting that in this week's Torah portion is a big thing about family. And what is the thing about family? Well, we find a really curious, interesting phenomenon that Jethro, and now I'm not talking about Jethro Tull. I am talking about Jethro as in Yisro or Yitro, depending on how you pronounce, whether you pronounce it the Hebrew letter Suf or you pronounce it as a Tuf. But Jethro is Moses' father-in-law. He comes to greet Moses and the Jewish nation right after the children of Israel miraculously get out of bondage and slavery from Egypt. The Red Sea splits for them. Their oppressors are drowned in the sea. And they are a free nation. And they're on their way to Mount Sinai. And along comes Moses' father-in-law. So it's really interesting. He finds Moses basically all day long just dealing with people's different disputes that they have. Who is right and who is wrong, and this one did this one did that one, what should I do? And Jethro comes along and he sees this thing going on all day long. He goes to Moses, and he said, what the heck is going on here? What are you doing? And so Moses tells him, the people come to me to deal with their problems, and I have to rule according to the laws of Torah. I got to, present what does the good Lord want us to do in this situation? So, what might be considered to be a typical father-in-law maneuver, he tells him, he gives him his advice. Right? He gives him a piece of his mind. And he says, Moses, listen, my son-in-law, it's not good what you're doing. You have to appoint lesser judges for you to deal with these smaller cases. All right? Appoint rulers of thousands, like judges of thousands, of hundreds, et cetera, et cetera. If there's a really, really difficult issue, then they'll come to you. So the big question is, couldn't anybody else tell him? Hello, they see what's going on. They see the people waiting in this long line. It's like pick a number. It's like it's almost as bad as going to the DMV in those good old days before you could do things online. You had to go to the DMV. Oh my God, you could wait hours and hours, even with an appointment. So perhaps it was a little bit like that, except they're in the desert, and you got to keep moving because you're on your way to get the Torah. What the heck is going on? So he tells him, Moses no good. Nobody else could tell him that. His brother Aaron couldn't tell him. So my own insight, but before I go into this insight here, interesting that with my son-in-law, I should say one of my son-in-laws, Rabbi Rafi Rosenberg. So I always quote to him, "Vayishma Moshe l'kol chosno. And Moses listened to the voice of his father-in-law. Vayas kol asher amar. And he did everything that his father-in-law told him to do. Right? He said it's not... His father-in-law, Jethro, said to him, it's not good for you, it's not good for the people. You need to delegate. You need to have like the lower courts before you get to like the Supreme Court, okay? So I always tell my son-in-law, I always tell Rafi, just remember, right? Vayishma Moshe lekol chosno. And Moses listened to his father-in-law, all right? And he did whatever he told him. But my son-in-law, who is a very brilliant rabbi, he said to me, but yeah, read the end of that particular section in the Torah. And what's the last line? Vayshalach Moshe es chosno vayelech lo al arzo. And Moses sent his father-in-law away, and he went back to his country. He went back to his land. So he got the better of me on this particular argument. But I want to say that sometimes you need an objective view to steer us in the right direction. You find like organizations will actually hire an outside party to do a critique. And only an outside party, someone who's sort of divorced from the situation, who's removed from the situation, can give an honest, objective critique. It's sort of like the opposite would be when Big Farm sends all this money into the universities, and then they fund studies of their products, and they hire people. So it puts the people in a very awkward position. How are they going to get? What if they find things that are very negative? Are you going to basically spit in the hand that feeds you, so to speak? Are you going to be objective, or are you sort of now blind to the truth? And the Torah considers that to be somewhat of a bribe. So Jethro comes along, and he didn't experience firsthand Moses' critical role and speaking to Pharaoh and with Aaron and getting with the 10 plagues and the splitting of the sea. He came afterwards. So he wasn't sort of in awe of his son-in-law like the rest of the people of the children of Israel at that time. He was able to be objective. That's my take on the situation. You can take it for what it's worth. I feel like he offered a more objective opinion, and he wasn't coming out of, a father-in-law, like, hey, let me tell you what to do, son. Now you all listen to me. He was really coming from a position of love and respect, but he was able to see things objectively. And I just want to conclude that met with my former student, Dr. Zach Lind, and his wife. We went out for dinner together, myself, Gittel, and the Linds. And it was at that restaurant that I saw that mother on her cell phone. She had her kid there. And 10 minutes had gone by, she's just on her stupid cell phone. Her kid is sitting there, I'm telling you, just looking around, lost. It was the saddest thing. So remember, keep those Sabbath moments, okay? Wherever you're doing, put away your dang cell phones, turn them off. That's the beauty of the Sabbath for us, is that we put away our digital leashes. I'm going to encourage everybody to do that. And just remember, we are family. I got all my family with me, even my son-in-law. We are family. Get up, everybody.